Third thing, and this is something I've seen in a variety of ways, and I struggled with how to categorize it because there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. But for me, it's your kind of play action flood in the boundary. And the reason I like that is it shortens the throw. And I think, you're obviously, depending on the ability of your quarterback, that could be more or less important to you. But I think you can get the ball further downfield into the boundary, no matter how strong your quarterback's arm is. And it just gives you some options in terms of what routes you want to run. Sometimes when you run those play actions to the field, if your quarterback can't make the throw, they're not going to make the throw confidently. They're not going to make the throw consistently or on time. You're better off to do it at the boundary. And it's something that I saw both at the U Sport level and the CFL level is a bunch of different versions of what I'm calling this play action boot settle, where basically it looks like you're going to run bootleg back to the field and your quarterback's going to settle up and actually throw flood routes back into the boundary. So we'll look at a few aspects of that. The other reason I like it is it gives your quarterback shorter throw, like I mentioned. You can, like we'll show, have a variety of pass actual concepts within it. But you can hit the same spots on the field, keeping your reads consistent. And the other thing is it gives you a chance to do a little bit of max protection. I think if you look at the first two plays we looked at, those are all stay ahead of the sticks plays, convert 2nd and 4 to 6 type plays, important plays in an offense. But every offensive coordinator knows you're going to have to hit some shots. You're going to have to hit some chunk plays. You're going to have to throw the ball down the field. And any good run game affords you the opportunity to take some of those shots, whether it's on first down or 2nd and short in the passing game, where you're going to try and chunk. Hey, we're going to try and go get 8, 10, 12, 18, 24 on this play by throwing the ball downfield and then hopefully getting some run after the catch. So I think it's an important part of any offense, and there's a lot of different ways the CFL teams do it. Obviously, some of their quarterbacks, can throw the ball down the field to either side of the field. They can hit those deep comebacks and things like that. But I thought this particular style of play action would be beneficial to some people coaching quarterbacks maybe at a younger age, or certainly at the high school level. Some new people on here. If you can, throw a like on the video, helps us out a ton. And don't be afraid to ask us a question in the chat. So now we're going to get to the play action stuff. And I think that everyone gets excited about RPOs, and I think there's a huge place for play action to, still in the game, whether that's protecting your RPOs or just, old school, play action boot, that type of stuff. One of the things I love that I've seen again and again recently as I watch more CFL games is trying to throw the play action. So this right here, this looks like it's either going to be run this way or bootleg to the field with some kind of catch-up drag, right? Something probably like that. Okay, that great play in itself. No problems with it. Love the bootleg. As a defensive coach, it stresses me out if a team has a good boot game because I know it puts a lot of stress and challenge on the defensive end. What I love about this concept, and we'll get to a few different ways to do it, is if you're already running bootleg, this is a great complement to that. But it's also another thing that you could do. Even if you're not running bootleg, you could run this as a drop back play action. So you see here how, again, this looks like it's going to be boot to the field. The quarterback's now going to settle, okay? You'll see to the field side here, it's already 2 back, and they're going to bring in another receiver to max the pro. You don't necessarily have to do that. You could keep the running back in and try and drag this player underneath. Most teams I've seen are bringing in the extra player, again, to make it look like bootleg, and then they're actually getting the running back out into the flat. I started with this one because it's the simplest version. You're going to get this walk down from the number 1, and you're going to get kind of a deep inverted corner. So it looks like it's about to be, your over route in the bootleg, which gets this player thinking, hey, he's going to the field. If it's a man-to-man situation, it gets this player thinking, hey, I'm about to have to run this across the field. You see him open up. He's thinking this is going to be, opposite hash mark in terms of a landmark, and then able to snap it vertical and get back to the corner. And you see the leverage position to put this player in. And now all we need to do is control the flat player. So here it's a little bang route, and that controls the flat player. Okay, and then again, you're able to throw this shot on top to the corner. Backside, you're going to get some form of drag, again, to kind of complete that 3 levels. Great shot. Touchdown. Okay, I know I said CFL, but this is Montreal, and it's, the offense is run by Coach Anthony Calvillo. So I'm going to say there's some CFL influence here as well. And it was too good of a play for me to not fit right in. So here they're in, 21 personnel. Personal favorite of mine is a former fullback tight ends coach. Okay, I love the 21 personnel. So they got a tight end here. So this ends up being the exact same look. There's a tight end to the field and then a wing instead of that receiver bombering in. You'll see that same kind of switch action. Again, it looks like right now, what are we thinking about? Hey, we're creating space to run the deep out, over, right? And then we might get a second post here. Again, Max Pro, the running back can check this. I love the chip on the defensive end and get into the flat. I think it's a great way to draw the linebacker down. And then we got 2-on-2. The little subtle look to the post gets the defender to open his hips and then back out into that kind of sail route. And again, you got your deep post here taking the top off the defense. There's your 3-level high-low. We get man as opposed to zone, so we're not able to really flood the zone. But in man-to-man, that look like it's going to become boot to the field, and then bang that back out. Gives you a nice, easy shot. Again, if you look here, the length of the throw, it's off the hash. Again, I think this is a very makeable throw for high school students. For younger quarterbacks, I think it's very much a makeable throw. And it's still a big chunk play. Right, I can't tell. Looking at the sticks here, this might be first and this is second and short. Love it. Down distance where you might go for it on third down. Probably getting man-to-man. Able to get, a 17, 18, 19-yard chunk play. Here's a last version of it. And again, this is a little bit different. This is one of the ones I was able to find today. Okay, you're going to get tight bunch. I want to do a video on tight bunch in the CFL game. I think there's a lot of great stuff out of it that I'd like to show as well. But you get a little jet sweep, play action. Okay, now here, the 7-man pro is the tight end stepping down and the tailback adding on. And now we're getting those flood routes from the opposite side of the field. So this is a little more straight back pass game. Okay, here you could get, it looks like it's a straight vertical. And you see those 3 levels develop nicely. And again, this isn't a crazy long throw when you're throwing it into the boundary. If you're making that same throw to the field, that's probably 40% longer. But again, you're able to take the top off with some route on the outside here, and you get kind of that 3-level drag and drive underneath. Again, the play action here makes it tough for the linebackers. Everyone gets held down in the play action. The jet sweep is pulling the halfback to the field, and then we're able to get over the top. Again, the yak, I think that's Speedy B. So you might not be able to count on that much yak, but again, you're in a position where you got to feel pretty